Hey guys, Constance here from Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So I've been outside working again today. I was outside all day yesterday. Let me swing over here. I got all of my raised beds over there prepped. I got a bunch of stuff pulled out, just cleaned out, and so now all of those beds are ready to plant in. Now one of the beds I am going to be planting some stuff in this week, probably later today. But then all of the rest are just ready for garden season. And then this morning I was out working in the in-grounds, the no-till garden, cleaning that out. And the big job has been, I have a mountain of compost over there that I had delivered, and I've just been taking it and spreading it out in the garden beds. And so I've got one of the in-ground beds done. The next one is almost completely done, and then I've got two more to do, and then my two raised beds that are out there in the big garden area. But it's warm, it's sunny, and what I'm going to do right now is make a shelter for the goats. Now they do have their barn to go in, but I want another place where they can get shade and not necessarily be inside the structure, but still have shade and, you know, protection from a little bit of rain. So I just went and picked up a couple more cattle panels, and I've got them laid out here. You know, it always cracks me up whenever I go to Tractor Supply and I get cattle panels. And I don't know what the deal is, but our local Tractor Supply has a major turnover in employees. I mean, it's like nobody ever works there for more than a few months at a time. I don't know what the story is behind there, but every time I go and I get cattle panels, I have to explain to the person how I get them in my truck. Just now, as a matter of fact, when I went and got these, there was a manager who came out and helped me load these up, and he put the first one in there just kind of laid like this, and he had this perplexed look on his face, and he said, "How exactly are we gonna get these in here?" And so I explained to him that I teardrop them, and he's like, "Oh, okay." So he laid them all in there, and I showed him how I hook a ratchet strap in the end here, wrap it around, and then I go up in there, pull the ratchet strap while he lifts, and I just bend it over into the teardrop, fasten it down with the ratchet strap so it's not gonna go anywhere, and then I just drive home. And he was like, "Well, I learned something new today." But it's every single time I go, every single time. So right now this is going to be my project for the moment. This is just going to be super easy. All I need is 2 cattle panels. I need 6 T-posts and a couple brackets. A couple of the brackets for connecting it to the T-posts just to keep it stable. Some zip ties and a tarp. So I'm going to get to it. Now they've got a little bit of extra shade out here that they can go up underneath. It is warm today. It's going to get hotter soon. This is Alabama and it gets hot here. And so now, because there's no trees out here, I want to make sure there's plenty of places for them to find a little bit of shade. And I put the tarp over that way a little bit further. I didn't center it, but that is the side that the afternoon sun comes from, and so I kind of lowered it down on that edge just to protect it from the afternoon sun. So you can see it does wiggle a little bit when the wind is blowing, but I have some taller T-posts. I'm gonna get 2 of those and put one on in the middle of each end and attach them to the T-post. That way it'll kind of reinforce it and keep it from wiggling around quite so much. But super easy, together in minutes, quick shelter for the goats. Oh, look at all this fluff. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Whew. They are shedding their winter coat. Hey guys, so I am in the house now. As you can see, took a quick shower and now I'm getting ready to make dinner. So this week I am going to be doing all sorts of slow cooker types of recipes, but today I actually had a kind of quick recipe that I was going to do. So I am going to make this really easy recipe, and this is something that you could do for a breakfast. You could do for lunch, or like I'm doing for dinner. I've got some sweet potatoes here, I've got some apples, some onion, and some sausage, and that's pretty much all I'm going to need, other than maybe a little salt and pepper. And I'm going to make a sweet potato hash. And like I said, you could do this for any meal. If you did it, say, for a breakfast or brunch, you could serve it with some eggs. You could actually kind of create a nest in the skillet right in the hash and break the eggs right down in there, let them cook. So it's just kind of a multi-purpose sort of recipe. So I'm going to get started peeling these, and I'm going to brown up my sausage. Now I'm going to very carefully dice up my sweet potatoes, and I'm going to dice these into about 1/2 inch pieces. So now while my sausage is finishing cooking up, I'm going to go ahead and dice up an onion. And I think my onion in there is another one of those gargantuan red onions. So I will just use maybe 1/2 or 1/3 of it. About a cup or so. Yep. Another giant onion. Okay, so my sausage is done browning. So now I'm just going to scoop all of it out into a dish. And I'm going to use a slotted spoon because I want to leave my drippings in the pan. And actually, this sausage was really, really lean. So I'm not actually going to have enough drippings to do what I need to do here. So I'm going to add a little bit of coconut oil. Could also use ghee or butter, whatever you prefer to cook with. I'm just going to scoop all of this out. As much as I can. Well, there'll be some little bitty bits left in the skillet, but that's okay. Whew, gonna have to break out another jar. Turn my heat on kind of a medium. That's all melted in. I'm going to add in my diced sweet potato and onion. And these are just going to cook in the skillet, just kind of on a medium, low medium temperature until they begin to soften up a little bit. And I'll actually put a lid on here to kind of hold in the steam and let those cook through real good. And so now while those are doing that, I'm going to peel, core, and dice up 2 Granny Smith apples. The sweet potatoes and the onions are nice and tender. So now I'm going to add in my diced apple. And I'm not going to worry about the apples cooking. I'm just kind of going to be warming them through. Just let them cook just a couple minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and stir my sausage back in. Let that warm back up. So like I said, the apples aren't going to be cooked through, so you're going to get this really nice crunch and sweet tart from the apples. And then you've got the just kind of warm, sweet flavor from the sweet potato. You got the bite from the onion, and then just the great spiciness from the sausage. And so I'm going to add in just a little bit of salt and some pepper. And that is it. Alright, so dinner was fantastic, and as you can probably see, the sun is behind the horizon and it is starting to get dark, so I am going to go do evening chores real quick while I've still got the light to do it. You know, it is take a shower in the evening and go to bed exhausted season, and I love every bit of it. I slept so good last night after coming out here and shoveling load after load of compost and raking and working and clearing garden beds all day yesterday, and things are starting to shape up around here. I am loving it. So that is it for today. The recipe that you saw me making a little bit ago in this video, I will have that on my website, cosmopolitancornbread.com, and I will put a link down below where you can find that. As you saw, it was a really easy recipe and tons of great flavor. So you can get a free printable version of that, or you can save it onto Pinterest if you like to save your recipe there. So that is it for today. I can hear the goats calling me. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out with me again here at the homestead. I will talk to y'all next time.